Show's for Linda. Showing has been confirmed. Yes, y'all. Come through. Scheduling appointments. Trying to get this house sold.
Money. Money. Yeah.
Mic check 1 2 1 2.
Desde constante. Sorry, te falta rango, nene.
Mucho caliente, puto, siéntete. I was born with the crown, flow, mucho, bacate. Pull up to the club with the party pack on me. Girl, I got what you need, get it if you want it. Ain't nobody fucking with me, baby, let's be honest. Been bacate for a while, I don't see me cooling off. Ball in the jets, now sleep in the...
Hey, what's happening? What's good? My name is God Nakir, as you already know, and this is Backstreet Conversations. I am with Miss Sade Jackson. You want to introduce yourself and let the people know who you are and what it is that you do?
Yes. Well, first off, thank you for having me on the show. I am Sade Jackson, a Houston native, a real estate professional out here in the streets of Houston, and yeah, I do a lot, and y'all will get into some of that today.
Yeah, for sure. Again, thank you for coming out. Like I told you before in private, and I want to tell you publicly, the reason why I want to have this conversation with you today is because you are somebody that I think is a positive role model. You know, whether you believe that you're a role model or not, you're definitely a positive image out there, right? Not only just because you're an entrepreneur, but at the same time, like the life path that you own, you know, the way that you love yourself, you know what I'm saying, which was very energetic, you know what I mean? Like, I was actually drawn by that. I was like, damn, you can tell she loves herself, you know what I'm saying? Like, she takes care of herself. She's self-motivated. She got a lot going on, you know what I mean? It ain't like a lot of nonsense with you in the sense, at least from what I see, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know we all got our own little things that we like to get involved in behind the camera or whatever, or off social media. But yeah, let's talk about that. Like, all the shit you do. Like, you can put somebody in the house. If they hungry, you can serve them some snacks. You know what I'm saying? Hell, if they ain't good at writing something, they need some help with something, you can write them papers and shit, you know what I'm saying? Resumes or what have you, right? Like, where did that come? First off, how you love yourself, like, where that come from? Like, was that something that was instilled in you? Was that something you had to learn on your own? You know what I'm saying? Can you like talk with me about that a little bit?
Right. So I think, you know, one of the most best answers would be that it was something that my parents instilled in me and, you know, pushed in me and everything, but that's not quite the case. I didn't really learn myself until I got to college. You know, even what it meant to have love or be loved or show love.
How you loved yourself? What happened?
Why I didn't or how I started?
You say when you got to college. Mm-hmm. I mean, I hate to interrupt your wisdom, but when you was like, I got to college, when I learned myself, like, what did college teach you about yourself?
It wasn't necessarily what college taught me, but more so it was about what I was learning of the perception of the world and what they had on melanated women, especially when it came to dark-skinned women. So once I got to college, I had made up in my mind that I did not want to be seen as the typical dark-hued individual, especially a woman walking this earth, how they tend to look at us. So I just started to really read and adjust myself. I dived into like psychology. I, you know, started reading a dictionary and things like that. And it was just like little things that I did to that degree that started to allow me to really see who I was and how proud of myself that I should be, you know, of my color, of everything that encompassed me, because I didn't grow up with the language of you're beautiful. I didn't grow up with that, or being comfortable with the tone of my skin. So once I got to college and I think that was it. I got away from the norm, you know, and I was able to really dive into myself and really dig within myself to know me, and not necessarily the pressures of the household and things like that. Because in my house, you know, when I say the household, the pressures of the household, because my sisters are beautiful. I have 3 sisters, and I would always hear, oh, you know, Arlene, you got beautiful girls, and look at the dark-skinned one, because I'm the only dark-skinned one out of me and my sisters. So that was always, growing up when I was younger, an insecurity of mine. And it wasn't until I went to college and broke away from my familiarity that I actually started to be like, I'm pretty.
I'm glad you recognize that, because, you know, it could have went the other way. You know what I'm saying? And God forbid that didn't happen, because. And how young were you when you were hearing those kind of words? Like,
oh, I mean, I was 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Those are very impressionable times, you know what I'm saying? And then just like with the imagery that you see on television and shit, right? Like I said, that could have went left. That could have made you feel not important, ugly, low self-esteem, you know what I'm saying? Angry, but that ain't the case. And I think that, and you probably already know this already, right? Since that wasn't the case, that you know that can't nothing destroy you, can't nothing come for you, you know what I'm saying? Like, so you speaking about recognizing that you're pretty and knowing who you are, this, that, and the other, right? So besides the realtor and business mogul, you know what I'm saying? Like, who are you though? Before all of that, like when you wake up in the morning, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if you have a bonnet on, or if you wake up in the morning before you brush your teeth, like who are you? Like, what are you? You know what I'm saying? Because I'm looking at you, and you was telling me that, oh, the dark skinned one, ooh. So, like, are you black?
You know, I wouldn't necessarily go off of a color term, and it would really be because I understand the definitions and meanings of exactly what that term means. So in the morning, when I wake up, I am a national. I come from the descendants of the Moors. When I wake up in the morning, I step on that ground and I know that this is the land that my people originated on.
Okay, cool. So let me interrupt you real quick. For those out there that don't know, because I know a little bit, and I'm glad we tapping in on that, because I want to talk to you about that. And I know I didn't mention that to you, and I did that purposely because I wanted you to go in on this shit. What's a MOOR? Like
so,
that, yeah.
So what's a MOOR? A MOOR is you, and a MOOR is me. So when we talk about...
So I ain't black.
You belong in a color box? Do you think... If you feel like that you belong in a crayon color box, then by all means, that's yourself. But when we're talking about the term black, now we have to look a little bit deeper on the meaning of that. We have to look at what it means legally, and also what it means on a spiritual level. So I know that we have the term black and we see the definition of it, but what we have to do is we have to go into the etymology of everything. The etymology is the origin of words. So when we talking about the etymology, when we see the word black, which comes from the word bleak, which means bleach, then that means pale. That means lacking color. Are you the pale person? Are you pale?
Not at all.
So are you black? Because that's what black means. It means pale. So not only that, but now we're gonna talk about what it means legal wise. Legal wise, when you call yourself black, you are civil liter mortuus, basically. You are saying that you are dead in the eyes of the law. Civil liter mortuus, like the morgue.
Yeah.
Mortuus. So this is what we have to understand. All our words come from an origin. And that origin allows us to know the true meaning of the words. So saying that you black is saying that you're dead legally. It's saying that you're a corpse. So I know many people, they gonna have their thing to say, oh, this old Candace talking, but no. We have to know the real deal about what these words mean, because that's how they beating you. They beating you on paper. They beating you because you don't read and you don't really dive into the true meaning of everything. Because even Barack said that he not black. You know, he said he not the first black president, which he not, because the first black president or black president was John Hanson, who was a MOOR.
You know, I seen something the other day, some documentation on that, right? Because we like to get technical, you know, like you said, you mentioned Barack Obama, and everybody know he biracial. So if he wants to say, hey, I'm not black, I'm not the first black president, then shit. Based off the documentation I was reading the other day, and the doc movie I was watching, he absolutely right, but they started naming off a list. You know what I'm saying? Abraham Lincoln daddy was black, mama white. Thomas Jefferson, biracial. Roosevelt, biracial. Was it Roosevelt? Don't quote me on that.
Okay.
Eisenhower, Dwight Eisenhower, biracial. A lot of them biracial. At that time, if slavery was extremely prominent, then it could be almost expected. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe they fared on the more white side or whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? And that's why they were able to be successful as they were, or navigate how they did, you know what I'm saying? But I think that was not touching, but I think that was a very interesting documentary that I had watched. So you talked about it being on a legal level, because you're gonna have some people that on one side they're gonna be like, what the law say, blah, blah, blah. All right, I just explained to you on the legal shit. Did you touch on the spiritual side of it though?
So I didn't touch on the spiritual side. So understanding that you originated here, many of us originated here. And when I say we originated here, of course, when we thinking of us being born, yeah, it was here, but I'm talking about our ancestors. Everybody didn't come here on a boat, you know, so my people was already here. Now, you did have the colonizers, the Europeans, the Irish Americans, as we would call them today, who traveled over here. Now, we were so in tune, y'all. We were so in tune with ourselves. We were so in tune to where when it came to communicating to each other, we didn't even have to open our mouth to talk. We were in tune with each other because we communicated mental-wise. And when those individuals came over here, and hold on, let me back up a little bit, just so that I can give you all an idea of what I'm saying when I say we communicated mental-wise. So I worked at this pipe yard. Here's a story. I worked at this pipe yard, and on this pipe yard, it was majority Hispanics. Mind you, we didn't speak the same language. We didn't speak the same language, but we got the job done. We didn't have to talk to get the job done.
Amazing.
We knew what needed to be done, and we were able to look at each other, even off a hand gesture sometimes, and get that job done to where we met the customer's needs. So that's what I mean when I say we didn't even, back then we didn't have to talk, but we were so spiritually in tune with ourselves, with one another, with nature, with the Mother Earth, to where when they came over here, they looked at us and they saw light. They saw a white light. And that term white was really for us people. That term, it was meant for us, because not only did they see light, and when I say white, because of the purity of our people, but even that's spiritually. Now let's go to scientifically. If you were to take a triangular prism, a clear triangular prism, and you take a light and you shine it through, white light, and you shine it through it, it beams the rainbow. Have you ever saw that before?
No, but I can imagine.
So it beams a rainbow. The rainbow consists of all the colors of the spectrum. White light consists of all the colors of a spectrum. So if I was to take a crayon, all the crayons, red, purple, green, orange, yellow, blue, and I scribbled all of them together, we would get something that's dark.
Absolutely.
Because white light consists of all of the colors. So we are the whites. We are the whites, etymology-wise, scientifically-wise, spiritually-wise, even legal-wise. On your legal documents, when it comes to status, black is the only line item that does not originate from a original group of peoples. So you have Asians do, you have whites do, blacks do not originate from an original group of people. But we are the original people. So we have to understand that these terms have been switched around on us.
Yeah, I'm big on unlearning and relearning. Like, I'm big on that, right? Because it's just like human nature. Like, you have to want to tap into information for yourself. Like, to sit back and just let somebody tell you something and you don't check it out. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I believe this system has lied to us in some way, form, or fashion. So why would you believe shit from the system that fucking lied to you about something? I don't care what it is. You lied to me about something, you did something wrong to a group of people, this, that, and the other. I'm supposed to just accept certain shit? Like, I don't subscribe to that, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm always gonna check everything out, period, you know what I'm saying? Like, you just can't tell me anything. Yeah, that was awesome. Like, thank you for that breakdown, because, you know, a lot of people don't even know that. And I hope that after this conversation today, people actually go and check out and see about being a MOOR. But you mentioned legal. So whenever you say legal, right, in my head, I think paperwork. So is there a way that we can get some paperwork done so that way legally it's covered? Like, nah, don't call me black. I ain't checking off the black or anything like that. Is it legal documentation that I have to sign to be considered a MOOR? Or do I just say I'm a MOOR and I ain't signing shit? It is what it is. Like, y'all can just gonna have to deal with this. You know what I'm saying? Like, is it paperwork, or how can you go about changing that?
So first off, I think the best thing would be to understand that you declare that yourself, that you are a MOOR. Now, there's many processes out here where you have people that is selling your nationality to you, because that's what being a MOOR is. It's a nationality, you know, and that's the
black
name.
ain't.
Huh?
And black ain't.
No, black is not a national. Where nationality means that it connects you to a nation.
Yeah,
that's what
yeah.
national. Where's your blacker nation? Blacker nation. There is no blacker nation.
And I think I hear people talk about like reparations and shit. Like, you can't give reparations to black. Like, we supposed to give it to a color. It's supposed to go to a nation of people, right?
Exactly.
Like how the Jews and this, that, and the other.
You know, the Asian community. You know, and I think many people had that fuss about, oh, they getting this and we not getting this. Well, you have subscribed to a misnomer. They gave you your name. They gave you African American. They gave you black.
And you took
they
it,
gave
and
you
you took
colored.
it, and you took it.
Yep, and you took it and you went
Take
right along
whatever
with
they
it.
give you. Yeah, like, that's crazy.
Yeah, and so now you want you want what you feel like is due to you, but you have no nation backing you, because there is no blacker nation, you know. So you need to proclaim your nationality.
That's funny. Wow.
Man, look, yeah. That it's funny. It really is funny, and I think that what makes it even more funny is that we have over the years we have been bamboozled. That's the funny part, because all of this of calling us something different has stripped us of our birthrights. This land, this nation, this is my birthright. You know, we were born free, and this not on no even on no Constitution stuff. This is lawful. There's a difference between legal and lawful. You know, legal is the governments, what the statutes and the laws and things like that. But universal law, what is lawful, what is de jure, that's a de facto government over there. What is de jure is what is universal law, what is lawful. And universal law it's universal. Like how we know that there's a yin and a yang. You know, someone is born and they're born free. They have a soul. They are a person. They have not a person, but they have a soul. They are a being. So, you know, that's law, all law, which is Allah, all law.
Talk about it. All praise due to Allah. So let's switch the gear for a second, right? Because at the same time, you and your just wheelhouse of knowledge, like, you know, it's remarkable, right? We can go on for hours about that. Let's talk to the ladies for a second, right? The sisters, right? You feel me? Shout out to the queens. So we coming up on hard times. I actually think we're already in these hard times already. Ain't nothing new. It's a cycle. You know, it goes and it comes, right? There's a lot of people out there right now there's a lot of women, there's a lot of women, black women that may be watching this that's trying to figure out their way. Now, I know, you know, there's a lot of black women entrepreneurs like crazy, you know what I'm saying? We hear the statistics all the time. But for the ones that's still trying to figure out a way, what's some things that they could probably get their hands into? I mean, I know that they should probably do whatever naturally comes to them, you know what I'm saying? Their passion and things of that nature. But what's just one or a couple, however many you want to tell us about today that, hey, you know what? You can do this, you can do this. Everybody's so addictive and hung on passive income.
Okay, so hold on.
Cause I know you do some things, right? You got the vending machines, you know, like what's something that somebody can do that probably has a low overhead that's not going to cost them a lot to get into, but they can get into it and then start kind of getting their feet wet.
Okay, so one of the things that I would say is if you are already in a realm of work, let's say like you're a esthetician or a hairstylist or something like that, and you're looking for a way to increase your revenue, just as you said, with low overhead costs, create your ebook. You know, create an ebook. Or what would be even better is if you have a online class or something like that. You know, and you can actually do your recordings. So where you're teaching and it's not anything that you have to be present for, but you're teaching and you can offer classes. You can make your own university. You can have your ebook to go along with it. You can also offer them free consultations, or allow them, for those individuals who do pay for your package, depending on if it's the platinum, the bronze, the gold, the silver package, you can allow them to have access to you when they have questions or need to inquire about something. But being able to create that online university or online platform is really a good low overhead cost. now if you don't and you've been working your 9 to 5 and you have a little money saved up that might not have a whole lot, but you have some money saved up. One of the things that I have is a vending machine business. You can also hop into the vending machine business. Let me tell y'all, first off,
Talk about it.
I love that business. I love it. I love it. All I have to do is fill up my vending machines, make sure that the pricing is right, make sure that I'm meeting the needs of the individuals at that particular location, and just devote my time to filling it up. Got to troubleshoot every now and then, but that's nothing. It's just, it's nothing, because you want to learn just like how you learned your job at your 9 to 5. You also want to learn this too. And then that's going to also keep down your overhead, because now you don't have to pay a technician to come out and do it, but you learn it yourself. But that vending machine business, you could start your vending machine business with less than $2,500. When I first got started with my vending machine business, I found that vending machine on, hold up, it's coming to me, OfferUp. I found that on OfferUp. Talked the lady down to $500 for my vending machine. $500. Okay? Then I had the vending machine. Well, I didn't have it physically with me, but I talked her down to $500. Then I secured my location. Talked to the owners of the location, let them see my contract or whatnot. Then got some movers. Movers cost me $180 for 2 guys. Got those movers. They moved it over to the location. Then I needed about $50 to put the coins in the machine, because the machine won't work unless coins are in it. Then I used about $150 to fill it up with the different snacks and sodas and things like that they would like, or I felt like they would like. And then that's another thing, it's not about what you feel, it's about what the location feels. So you want to make sure that too. Ask, inquire, see what it is that they like. Just don't go off of your own inclination, and because you could lose out on that, which I have, and I learned from it. I'm still trying to finish up some Monsters that I bought a year ago, because the location really didn't do good with the Monsters.
Right.
So,
what location was that? Not the actual physical location, but can you give me a description of not even side of town? Like, what's the area like? Was it a
apartment complex?
Apartment complex. Okay.
Uh-huh.
So demographics are important now too, right? So
yes.
What's some demographics like?
Okay, I'm so happy that you brought that up, because demographics play a big role. My apartment complex is predominantly Hispanics. And if we know anything about shopping in Houston, we know that we have Fiesta, but also we know that we have different types of drinks that we don't necessarily drink on a regular, but they do. And so once I realized that, this Dr. Pepper is not selling, so then I started to inquire with the children, because the children is really the bulk of my business. They're all out in the courtyard playing all of the time, so I started asking the children what they want. They said they wanted Pepsi, they wanted manzana. I had to Google that. I was like, okay, what is manzana?
Yeah, because Houston is very diverse, so I'm thinking man, I'm pretty sure that's somebody you can tap into. They got a lot of snacks that come from Mexico.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Hispanic snacks. I load that thing up, run it, come back and fill it up, probably like a week or 2 later. Rinse and repeat, understand what I'm saying? That's why I was like, demographics, I know that's important. It's just thinking about your customer and not thinking about yourself, you know what I'm saying? I feel you on that.
And when I did it, when I got those Monsters, see, my thing was, okay, I know that many of these individuals are construction workers, and when I be at construction sites, I see Monsters, all over the place. So my idea was, they're gonna love it. No, that's not the case. They didn't. It just did not sell like that. But once I asked the children what they wanted and loaded it up with what they said they wanted,
so
much better.
You had Monsters at an apartment location?
The drinks, the Monsters. Yeah, in the vending machine.
But you said something about the construction workers?
Because at that apartment complex, that demographic consists of a lot of construction workers.
Have you ever thought about getting a different type of Monster, like maybe the coffee version of Monster? 'Cause you know they got a coffee version, right? It's like in a brown can. So I'm thinking like, you know how some people drink coffee. You gotta think about them. You got it's a psychology thing, right? You gotta think about them. Say, wait a minute. I'm pretty sure they go hit that corner stove up, get some coffee. Let me put like coffee in the can type shit. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's Monster or whatever it is, and then boom, like.
You wanna know what? And this is good about talking and conversing
Collaboration
with other individuals, because let me tell you, I ain't think of that. When that monster didn't sold, I was just like, what y'all want to the children? What y'all want?
I gotta drink this shit. Yeah, I know.
I gotta pass it out. That's really good. No, but I didn't even think about that. Like
Yeah, you gotta dig in deep. The name of the book is. It's not in my mind right now, but I'll get with you offline and tell you about it. It really just kind of helps you tap in and think about the people that you're serving. You have to think about them first all the time. And if you ain't thinking about them enough, right, be present of that. And I don't know what you do. You can meditate on it, you can pray on it, but you're going to have to tap in spiritually and try to I need to reach these people some way, somehow, you know, that manifestation real, so that shit gonna come to you. You're gonna be like, got it, boom, boom. You know what I'm saying? And make that thing do numbers. But now let's talk about the realtor game, right? Because like, I know a few realtors. And you know, I'm an investor too. You know, it's one of the things that I do. So like, and I'm actually in the real estate game myself. You know, I have an Airbnb. And would you say that right now is, and I know you sell houses, so you're gonna say it's always a good time to buy something, right? But you have people like me, because I was recently looking for a house, right? And the inflation rate got too high. So I'm like, they raised the inflation because they don't want us to buy nothing, they want us to slow down. All right, y'all making people slow down, you know what I'm saying, because they're thinking about the inflation rate. But I heard someone else say the other day that it's never a bad time to buy the home, because when you buy the home, it's going to always appreciate, right? And it's always an asset in a sense. So, and then on top of that, I heard that, and this is just, I guess, normal, right? If the inflation rate is high and everybody ain't buying, that make the pool a little bit more open for you now. Now you get what you want. You can go get that house and you ain't got to worry about bidding against 80 other people. Because I was in that mess. You know what I'm saying? Like, God damn.
That was a mess.
Again. I'm putting 20,000 on top of what they asked for.
Oh no.
Like, God damn. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, that shit'll break you. Like, this it was my first rodeo with the shit. I'm like, man, this shit here crazy, man. Like, all these houses, all these massive communities y'all been, you mean to tell me? Like, you know what I'm saying? And so, like, being a realtor, would you say that, first off, speak on it a little bit. Is it hard? Like, not hard like selling a home, but is it hard to become a realtor?
Becoming a realtor. So first off, let me let you know, if you are trying to become a realtor, I do have an ebook for you. And you wanna know what? It's free. You just have to visit my platform. And within that book, I give you how to become a realtor from beginning to end. But becoming a realtor, is it hard? I think like anything else, it requires dedication and it requires some type of commitment. Becoming a realtor, you have to go to the classes, take these classes or whatnot, pass the classes, then you take a prep class. That prep class is going to get you ready for your state and your national exam that you will have to take. You have to pass both the state and the national portion of the exam. Then once you pass it, now you're actually ready to get started at a brokerage. You interview the brokerages. The brokerages are not interviewing you. You are interviewing those brokerages to see which one is going to best fit the culture of their environment, fits you, and then also what it is that they have to offer you. Because as a new agent, one of the top things that you're going to need is the training. You need that training, because that training is going to help you feel confident. Because when you don't feel confident, you're not going to push yourself, and you're not going to get out there to talk to people, because you're going to feel like, I don't know what to say. But when you have good training put in place, that confidence is going to exude off of you, and then you're going to collaborate with other individuals who are already good, and you just going to feel like you ready, like, yeah. So you want to pick a good brokerage. Have you a nice little nest egg set up, because though being a realtor is not hard, sort to say, but you do need.
What's that nice nest egg? How much?
Okay, so you have to pay fees to gain access to the multi-listing service, the MLS, to see all of the houses. That's about $111 a month. You have to pay your trek dues. That's about $500 a year. And for you to start, it's about $500. You're gonna have to pay some brokerages, depending on your brokerage, you might have to pay your brokerage to sign on with them. That can range from $0 on up. It just depends on your brokerage.
What does the brokerage do?
The brokerage supports you.
Okay.
That brokerage, and that's the thing about picking a good brokerage. Your brokerage is supposed to provide you with all of the necessary tools that you're going to need in order to be successful. If that is helping you fill out your contracts when it comes to training, even learning social media marketing and things like that. Just all around teaching you how to market in different areas, maybe apartment complexes, maybe luxury, maybe you might want to stick with what is relocating. That's individuals moving from out of town to where you are. But your brokerage is supposed to support you and provide you with all of the necessary tools that you need in order to be successful. So yeah. Okay.
And you say you write papers. That's something you still do? I haven't seen you really chime in on that too much lately. Like, I follow you on Instagram,
yes, still do write papers, but I don't write the papers. So it started off with me writing the papers a couple of years ago. And once spoke with somebody, that collaboration, and they was just like, hey, and you want to know what? Thank you so much for the person that put that bug in my ear, because you allowed me to, first off, think in a different way. I gained a different mindset from that. And then I was also able to free up a lot of my time. And it just put me on a different level of business. I went from the blue collar worker to me being like just the middleman, and I've learned in business, we don't always need to be the blue collar worker in our business. Sometimes we need to outsource these things. So I did start off writing those papers, staying up all night, all day, producing top-notch papers for each and every one of you.
Yeah.
But then I went on to get some experts on my team, and my experts are actually the individuals who complete these papers. I mean, we have a wide range of work that we do. It's just not papers, dissertations, business plans, PowerPoint presentations, Excel work. I mean, it is, the range is wide as to what all that we can complete. So I don't really speak on it as much, because you know how you have your business, some of your businesses where you like the face of the business, like real estate.
So that's the one that makes some money, and you don't think about it no more. It got its own legs and it's running.
Yes, because all I do is market. All I do is pay for my marketing, my Google ads, Facebook, things like that, and then that's how I get the word out. I gravitated away from me being the face or the image of that business, kind of like Target. I just want my logo to do the talking.
Do all the work. I want to touch something back on the realtor, right? Because you was jotting off a lot of numbers, and also as far as the ebook, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna make sure I put the link in the description and all that, right, so everybody can click on it and go to it. You were talking about all the fees you had to pay, right? Yeah, exactly, right, but tell them what the payoff percentage is on selling a home. Like, does it fluctuate? Is it kind of like standard, like 10, 20, you know what I'm saying? Like, without putting people inside your purse, you know what I'm saying?
So first off, this is real estate, baby, and just about any business, everything is negotiable. So you can always negotiate your price. When he says what is standard. So typically, there's two sides to this transaction. You have, if you are the realtor, you have a listing agent, and then you also have the selling agent, which the selling agent represents the buyer and the listing agent represents the seller. I know the words kind of sound funny, but that's how the terminology is. So typically, there is a 50-50 split, might be 3% for the listing agent and 3% for the selling agent. But that's not always how it is. You know, you do sell some higher priced homes, or you might be working with an investor who wants you to list their homes, and they might have a flux of homes for you to list. So that's when it comes in with you being able to negotiate your price, you know, and let them know, you know, exactly what it is, what your fee is. So it's all negotiable. They do have a standard 3% on this side and 3% on that side, but like I said, everything is negotiated.
Okay. So on Instagram, I know your name is Queen of Wealth, right?
Yes.
Like that's live. Like I fuck with that. Like, that's cool. I like that shit. That kind of like just brings in your whole personality, right? So you was posting something one day on your lives, and like,
I post a lot.
yeah, you do. Tell me about that mushroom journey.
Oh, okay. I ain't know what he's getting ready
That
to
shit
bring up,
different. Yeah, I ain't gonna.
So how did I get on this mushroom journey? So first off,
Edible mushroom, the kind you cook, right? Not the kind you.
the psychedelic, not the psychedelic mushrooms.
That's not
but
what we talking about.
We talking about the medicinal.
That's what we talking about, right?
Is that what we talking about?
Yeah, that's what I
Okay.
You tell me, like.
So look.
Yeah.
So look, just the mushroom journey in general. So one day I like to research. I love researching, and I was researching how to increase the electrical currents within my brain. And the reason why I wanted to do that was because I was trying to see how I can remember thoughts from my past without me having to go through hypnotherapist or anything like that. And just, I wanted to also know, when they say we only use a certain percentage of our brain, like, I'm trying to be Superwoman out here. Like, I'm trying to.
That number pissed me off. It pissed me off.
So I was trying to see how can I tap into some of those different percentages of my brain that I want to use. Because I'm, you know, I'm limitless. I'm trying to be limitless
How
out
does
here.
the mushroom help that?
So the mushroom actually, medicinal mushrooms. Medicinal mushrooms have different benefits when it comes to our body. They can help when it comes to our mental, like lion's mane. Lion's mane helps with your memory. It increases the electrical currents that are firing within your brain, and then it also, not only does it restores old synapses, but it has been tested that it creates new synapses. And so this is just, we can look at those synapses in our brain kind of like highways.
So can you just like let us know like what the streets have taught you? You know, life is, to me, life is like a long road. It's a, you know what I'm saying? So it's a journey. It's a long street, right? What's one thing that you could say the streets has taught you?
The streets has taught me that that the streets have taught me that it always works out.
Yeah.
Everything within my life, it works out, even when it feels like that it don't, or I can't understand the meaning behind it. Maybe it was something that was a year ago that today I can see it has helped me and served as an advantageous realm or path to what it is that I'm doing now. It always works out. It always goes in my favor, even when it doesn't always appear that it's going in my favor.
It's powerful. It's powerful. I don't think I have nothing to add to that. I think that today was great, you know. Yeah. So this has been Backstreet Conversation. I'm gonna make sure I put all of her links below. You wanna let the people know how they can reach out to you, where they can find you?
Oh yeah, so on Instagram, my personal, which has a lot of motivation on there. I love speaking to my people. I love encouraging us. And that's Chardai Jackson, CHARDAI JACKSON. You know, if you want to hear some powerful words of the day, you're going to tune into there. If you're more so on the real estate side and you want to know about real estate, you're going to go to still to Instagram, and that's Close with Char, CLOSEWITH_Char, CHAR.
Miss Chardai, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. This has been absolutely a pleasure. To y'all know who it is. It's God Nakir. This is Backstreet Conversations. We out this bitch.